With the way we communicate with each other, we would normally forget how much information we give out non-verbally. Most people are usually unaware of the fact that they display a lot of body language signals which reveal their true emotions. The best way to understand people or read them is by paying close attention to their body language. You can say things about someone by observing the usual or unusual messages they send through their gestures, posture, and much more. Being able to read people's body language can actually help you to understand people's emotions and motivations, which are very vital in relationships, everyday life, and business. Facial movements, voice pitch to body positioning all help in expressing one's emotions. While we may think it's very difficult, learning to read people is quite simple, with the following simple tips. Number 1. Learn to differentiate between positive and negative body language. Body language can be divided into negative or positive. When a person is tensed, it is an indication of a negative expression, which is mostly caused by anger, tension, discomfort, or stress. On the other hand, when a person is resting or relaxing, it's a clear indication of positive body language and happiness. Most individuals may convey a message verbally, while their body language passes out a different message. When a person is leaning towards you during a conversation, it means that person likes what you're saying and also wants to get closer to you. When a person maintains eye contact and smiles, it means they're pleased with you. On the other hand, the negative body language sign that shows a person is uncomfortable with you may include looking away or crossing arms and legs during a conversation. When a person is not interested in what you're saying, they may frown at you or lean back or distance themselves from you to create space for themselves. Number 2. Establish a baseline. Establishing a baseline is simply done by studying the individual you want to read. You need to know if they make gestures with their hands or have different facial expressions that may signal anger but seem neutral to another person. Try to notice the person's normal behavior. Observe them in conversation with someone else and also pay attention to their gesture, posture, facial expression, and also movement. So after taking note of the normal behavior of an individual, it's going to be easier to spot if there's a deviation from the norm. Number 3. Pay close attention to their movements. The most observed body language signs are those which make us feel uneasy or show uneasiness. From pacing in a room to shaking legs, it can all indicate some forms of anxiety, significantly when the occurrence of these movements increases as time goes on. If a person grips tightly on an object or their fist is balled up, they might be stressed out or nervous. Most people try and hide their hands if they feel uncomfortable. Number 4. The pitch of their voice. Voice pitch is a good indicator of someone's emotion. It's important to always pay attention to how someone talks and how the pitch of their voice changes from the baseline to either a higher or lower pitch. When a person is excited, happy, or angry, they have a tendency to elevate the pitch of their voice. On the other hand, when a person is sad or depressed, it's going to get lower. If a person keeps changing the pitch of their voice, it shows the person is lying or trying to come up with a fake story at that point. Number 5. Pay attention to their breathing. Paying attention to the breathing of an individual can also be used to read a person. When a person starts breathing heavily and also they get red in the face, it's a sign that they're angry. During fight or flight conditions, the brain releases hormones and neurotransmitters that will increase your blood pressure, and also your heart rate can also go up, making it hard to breathe, and it can also speed it up at the same time. When someone is relaxed, their breathing is normally soft and slow. It would also be a good idea to pay attention to the person's stomach and chest during a conversation. When the person's chest moves more than their stomach, it's a clear sign of anger. But when the stomach moves more than the chest when they breathe, it shows that they are confident and feel relaxed and calm. Number 6. Know your biases. Most people have a slight bias against strangers, and that's totally normal. Others have biases based on multiple factors, for example, age and physical appearance. It is also important to know someone's cultural biases because people from different cultures express themselves differently because of their culture. In some cultures, having an expressionless face is considered polite and calm during conversation, while in others, it shows that the person has got signs of disinterest or suspicious behavior. Number 7. Pay attention to the context and environment. When reading people's body language, you need to consider many things. You don't read body language in isolation. You need to understand the context and environment in which it's being shown. You also need to consider the situation in which you both are. For instance, people may cross their arms if it's cold when talking to you, and also cross their arms when they're not interested. So it's important to put the environment into consideration when trying to read people. Reading people may seem like a difficult skill reserved for special agents and TV show presenters, but it's actually very easy to do. It all comes down to your understanding and awareness that other people give out certain unknown clues about their feelings regardless of what they say verbally. What do you think of these tips? Have you ever read read anyone before? Leave a comment down below and give us a like.